hello.
We're back. Has been a while, and much has happened. Um, I don't
Yep.
remember when we last
Yeah.
did one of these. Uh, Shut up. YouTube says March 31st, so it has been a while. Um,
That's been a minute. A lot of things have happened since then.
yep. Uh, I'm this close to done with school. This is my last week there, and then on the week of the 13th, that Friday, that weekend, I'm trying to be out of here entirely, which is why the walls look pretty Spartan because everything has come down and it's all packed and is best the way I can pack all of it to move out.
Yeah.
Uh, there's shit everywhere because I'm messy and I'm packing. This will be the last thing I
That's fair.
record on the computer and upload because the computer needs to get packed as well. Um, yeah, so That's that's
Yeah.
that's that's my first order of business. I am moving and packing. I'm moving out to Orcas full time with
Oh
my
yeah.
fiance Gray,
Hell
and
yeah.
I'm happy about it. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I can't wait to no longer pay $2,100 a month to live here. And I am a little bit dreading the move though, because I hate moving, and I'm doing everything I can to ensure that moving is as painless as possible. Um,
Are you gonna be able to fit everything in the Raptor, or are you gonna run a U-Haul?
I'm gonna rent a U-Haul for all like the furniture
Mm.
and shit, which
Okay.
is basically just the living room, because like I don't I don't really live in any other room of the house, so I don't have that much furniture.
Yeah.
Like my bed and
That's
bed
fair.
frame, don't care, taking them to the dump. Mattress is
That's
fucking
fair.
trash, and the bed frame I never gave a shit about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Fair. That's fair.
yeah, aside from that, yeah, I'm getting all the cars ready, which I was working on them earlier. I washed up, but I'm still a little dirty. Um, I get the Firebird or the Trans Am ready and the Fiero ready, which means tomorrow after school I might have to go to AutoZone and buy some batteries and
Mm.
start and run both of them because they haven't been run in a year. So
Oof.
yeah, yeah. It was like
And then
summertime
the
last summer when I drove the Fiero last, so it should fire
okay.
right up. And I should probably also fill them with gas just ahead of the trip
Yeah.
because I've got people hopefully volunteering to help me pack everything on the truck and then we'll convoy down to the ferry, and I'm gonna have to reserve 5 ferry spots for U-Haul, which is going to be expensive because it's bigger than a car, and then the Raptor with a trailer because that's
And then
a truck with a trailer, and then the 2 cars that do run. So
is the 944 going on the trailer?
it has to. Yeah, it doesn't. I can't
Yeah.
get it to start. I haven't been able to
Yeah.
get it to start since the day I drove it off the trailer into the driveway.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is my first priority once there is a shop for it to start tearing into it, getting it apart. Um,
I mean, there's no rush because
yeah,
obviously, finish the easier projects first. Because one of like also there's no rush because we'll have two vehicles, which I'll get into later.
yeah, yeah. But it's high on my priority list of. I mean, I say like once I have the shop, it's gonna take like a year and a half at least to get the shop built.
Yeah.
Most of that's just permits and then me paying for things like the slab and the building kit, and then paying people to build it with me because I can't do it alone. Never built a building before.
No,
Yeah.
can't.
Um,
Sounds incredibly difficult.
I imagine it will be, but it's a kit, so it shouldn't be that difficult. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my first
That's
thing.
good though. That's good though. Finally be able to settle down, not have to pay, rent. You'll be paying for mortgage, which is a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to try and do it without that many loans because the building kit itself is only like 35 grand.
That's not bad.
No, but then paying people to build it is going to be the expensive thing. Which I know a guy, him and his boss, and like they built a kit house in a couple of months. This is similar but different, so
Yeah.
not too bad hopefully. But yeah, it's going to be a process.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're going to charge me, but I'm going to help. My boss is
Yeah.
probably going to help too because he built his building and he's a good forklift and a telehandler and shit, so that'll be great.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the more hands, the better. Makes light work.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm getting everything in my house and all of my cars ready, and I gotta plan out how I'm gonna load up all the shit in the garage. I need to make some dump runs, is what I need to do, because there's a bunch of just straight up fucking garbage in there. I have like four space saver spare tires that have just come out of all the different cars, and I'm like, why did I take all these out and just leave them in the garage? I need to just throw these fucking things away. Why did I keep these? They're no good. They're all 30 years old. So what have you been up to since March 31st? Where are you at? You're getting out.
So, yep, I'm still technically in the Navy, but I'm on house hunting leave, whatever they want to call it now, because it's not called house hunting leave because house hunting leave you're only allowed 10 days thing, days. So I'm just taking days of uh, that I'm gonna go and take to actually leave tomorrow to go see family and drop. I loaded up the old rims earlier today. I did my packing and all that.
Yeah.
So
How are you getting back?
So Liz will be driving because she's going up to New York to visit friends, and then she's gonna come back, and then I'll be riding shotgun with her.
Nice.
So
Nice.
things are still going really well with me and her. I'm actually planning to propose to her before I leave for my Ukraine trip. Waiting on the ring to really get in.
Hell yeah.
And we're gonna be.
Some other news. You are going to Ukraine.
I thought it was mentioned before. But yeah, going to Ukraine for like a month. Then I'm gonna go and travel around Germany, and I'm gonna go to Switzerland to see the H.R. Geiger Museum. Go to the Porsche Museum. Maybe check out one or two other things, and then fly back. That way, me and her can hopefully have our household goods shipment shipped out. I gotta talk to them tomorrow because I should get my orders so I can start putting in for that, and then see if I can ship my car or not. If not, I'm gonna wait till probably I'm in Ukraine to start emailing people because they're pretty. From what I've seen, once you send one email, you'll get like 70 for the next month.
Mm.
So, yeah. So I'll be shipping the RX-7, and we'll be driving her. I'll be driving her new vehicle that we just got. We bought a K truck, Suzuki Carry, 5-speed with AC, 2-wheel drive.
It's a carry, not a super carry.
No, I think it's just a carry.
And it is 4-wheel drive.
No, it's not.
Oh, you don't really need it here.
No.
Also, it's so light. I mean, what good would that do?
Yeah, and it's just one more thing that can potentially go wrong. But, yeah, because we looked at two yesterday. We looked at one in the morning, but it was probably about double the price, but it had no rust on. The only thing I didn't really like was to change out
in and out.
He changed out the tires for new ones that were double the width of the regular, and they jutted out past the bodywork, so it looked kind of cute.
Yeah, those will rub a lot.
Oh, they did. They did. When she made a hard turn, I made a face, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "That's the tire rubbing the inner fender." She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, is it like just turning?" I was like, "Well, no. It's like when you made a 90-degree, try to make a 180."
You're cutting in and out a little bit, but there's nothing we can really do about it.
I can move the mic. See if the mic placement.
Oh yeah,
helps.
a little bit closer
Maybe,
to you.
maybe there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we looked at a second one that the guy, we had messaged him the previous night, and he had posted it 30, and he posted for $5,000, which really good.
Yeah.
We managed to be the first ones to go and message him. Apparently, he got like over a dozen messages, but thankfully we were the first, so we went to go look at it. It has a bit of rust, but it's all surface. Other than that, seems fine. The only thing was it started up and we kept turning it off and on just to check everything. And then he left, and then when we tried to turn it on, it didn't. But I pushed my foot on the gas and kind of just forced it, and it was fine. And then we checked it again this morning, and so, but the dude, one, didn't know anything about cars. He mentioned it himself. He's like, yeah, I want to get a fun truck, but I don't really want to spend 40 grand. So you're kind of going to be SOL unless you get like a first.
What?
Which is like, oh. So he said he imported it, and then that's the first order of business is getting all the fluids checked.
Yeah.
But which might have caused that weird sort of thing. But yeah, it runs and drives great. Now Alyssa's just trying to get some of the paperwork done because they didn't want to register it because they're like, there's not enough numbers. And really,
You're still cutting out. I didn't catch the end of that.
let me try and close some programs.
Check the cord. So it's almost like the cord's loose.
Maybe that.
I mean, you sounded better there, but
We'll give it a shot.
yeah.
But yeah, he didn't really know anything. Apparently, he imported it, and then it was like a month after he was trying to sell it. So I'm like, me and her were both like, yeah, he expected a lot more of it, not realizing it a very small, light truck.
Yeah, it's they drive them around like the shipyards in Japan. Therefore, transporting stuff around there, like they're not. I think you're
They're
nuts
not made
for
for
driving
speed.
one of these things across the country, but
I've driven worse.
yes.
Driving the Viper from Colorado to Vegas and all the way up to Washington was definitely worse.
That could do highway speed though.
That's true,
For
but
sure.
it also didn't have headlights.
That's true. That car had electrical problems that we did not want to sort out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we got that. So now we'll have two vehicles. So yeah, we'll be moving sometime in August, before the 19th, because that's when her lease is up. So she has to be out hard by that day. So
I have no actual idea when my lease ends here. I think it's the end of June, which I'm trying to be completely out by the middle of the month, just because I don't know if it ended in June on June 1st or if it ends July 1st. I don't remember. They haven't said anything to me. I paid for this month's rent, so I guess it's this month. But I should definitely call and let them know, hey, I'm moving out.
yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah.
So we're. I just messaged the apartment we're looking at. They got back to me like an hour ago, but I've been doing thing.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to fill out the application.
Show the people
we
what
at least
you've been
got the
working
initial.
on.
I won't talk about it just in case he does end up watching this.
Oh yeah. My bad.
You're good. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah. But yep. That's pretty much the main things. The other things were that we tried to go through a dealer to get the K truck, and the one that was recommended to a lot was top secret RTP. Well,
They've always got
we've been
such up their own ass names. These car importers, don't they? You
yeah,
know, like you didn't
and
build the fucking thing.
so it was a pain in the ass because we messaged them. I just got a message from them today, and I haven't read it. I only saw the the brief intro bit, and it was like, sorry, we've had a point. We've emailed you, we've called you, I sent you Facebook messages, and this is okay. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
So we went and drove. It was 4.5, 5 hours, in like 9, 10 hours round. Um, to go look at some at a place called Duncan, and the people there couldn't give us a straight answer.
That's
They
not a good sign.
they basically said go. We usually do appointments, but opened a lot for us and said just go deal with yourself. So we looked at them, and they had one. They were stupid overpriced. Like you could tell these cars, and they were wanting too much for anything. They were wanting like 20 grand for a 300 ZX.
Those were sold here. You can just get one of those.
Yeah, and that like they just had all this random stuff, but like the K trucks were full of rust. Like I went, I showed, she was looking at one, and it had the rubber mat in the back, and that water has been puddling there. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like yeah, they should not have parked any of these on flat ground. They should have parked them on a hill. That way.
Yeah.
But
You are still cutting out. At this point, we'll just deal with it. Are you within 18 inches of the microphone?
should be. Me trying to plug it from the back and plug it in from into the front one, maybe.
I'll throw a little intermission thing in here. Or I probably won't. I'm pretty lazy these days. I'll just leave all this in. Yeah.
Plugged into the front one. Can't get much. That's the 3.0 one. But yeah, they had a whole kit and caboodle. They had like 6 or 7 first gen NSXs with the pop ups, but they're all automatic. Some of them are wrapped really shittily.
For all the trouble
And
it
it was-
takes to wrap a car and like have that shit adhere to the body, like you could just fucking paint it. Even a cheap
Well,
like
it's
a
also-
Mako paint job would look better than a bad wrap.
Well, it's also the fact that all these cars were sitting outside, so like they were just getting beat up by the weather,
Oh yeah.
and it was like, why are you having these $80,000 cars sit outside?
Well, let's be
By
honest. These $40,000 cars you're charging $80,000 for.
But it was stupid. It was, and then we went in and they were like, yeah, we're gonna have to. So their explanation was, there's one like state trooper that deals with the registration or whatever for all these K trucks in the state. Oh, it gets worse. And he's like, yeah. So what happens is he fails them all, but for registration or whatever for the yearly registration they get to get, like where. And so he was like, so what you do is we have to slap it on when you buy it. And then if it disappears, they'll probably pass it. And she walked out and she's like, what did he mean by, it disappears? I'm like, he literally means they're going to put it on and he wants us to take it, which is not okay.
He wants us to
And she's
lie
like,
to
"Well."
a state agency to register this vehicle.
And I was just like, I don't know. They have all
You
this warehouse
shouldn't
space.
need to do. It's
Yeah.
if you get a DMV that understands anything in the realm of, hey, there are cars that exist in the world that weren't sold here originally. They have one less digit in the VIN. It's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't that. It was so to drive a car on the road, you need to have it inspected yearly or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to take it to a mechanic to have them inspect it.
Yeah.
Well, they're essentially throwing that rejection sticker on that it failed some inspection, and it's like, so if you have to reject it, why don't you run your pass it? They literally had giant warehouses all around. But yeah,
Uh,
we were getting all kinds of bad vibes.
this is a bad vibe
So
situation. You did the right thing by leaving and not buying anything from them.
yeah, we were like, no, and everything was overpriced. It was like 12 grand for most of them. The one we were looking at was like 9, but it had clearly been sitting for a
That's a lot
while.
of money for a K truck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
It,
all
it,
these vehicles that have just been sitting outside that
yeah.
we don't.
If you had the
Some of the
luxury
tires.
of being able to move here first, we just go find you a good one here because they're everywhere and they're
Yeah.
not expensive.
Yeah.
However, you do need it to help you move across the
Yeah.
country, so there is that.
Yeah.
And I wish
But
you the best of luck with that.
oh yeah, I mean, I've already showed her like we're gonna have to take back roads, not the highway,
It'll be
and we already calculated out.
what, like a 4 day
It,
drive?
be like 5, maybe 6, depending on. So,
Week long road trip.
um, yeah, which I'm fine with. Um, the only we didn't test the radio, but apparently it does work because honestly I just forgot to check it. It was getting late. It was almost 10 o'clock last night by the time we got home. Um,
Get one of them
but
dual splitter cigarette lighter things and just plug in a Bluetooth speaker and your
yep,
phone. There you go.
yeah,
Radio
that's
solved.
well, yeah. I already have my old Bluetooth from my Miata that because the radio just decided to crap out.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we're good. Um, but
I
everything does work. We checked all the everything. It's all good.
think one of the biggest reasons I haven't ever like driven on a daily basis the Trans Am or the Fiero, even though they run and drive great. The Fiero I've driven. I drove Gray around in it. We went out, between cities out here, Linden, and out to the
Mm,
mountain and stuff in the back, and I drove it around. Drives great. The pedals are a little too close together for my big ass feet, and also
mm,
rev matching it to change the gears is a little tricky because it's a small engine. Even though it's overhead valve, it's very rev happy, and it's hard to time the window, but it
yeah.
runs and drives fine. Burns a little oil, but it's an Iron Duke. I expect that. Um, the Trans Am though it's phenomenal. It looks like the biggest heap of shit. It was too close to a fire. All the paint on one side's burnt off. The interior is like old and gross, and the seatbelts don't retract. But like
Mm,
shifts like a dream, runs great, even though it shouldn't run great because carburetor, distributor, communication, computers, none of that shit is hooked up anymore. It should not run great anymore, but it does.
hell yeah.
It boggles the mind how good that car ran all the way back here from the eastern edge of Washington, damn near Idaho, and I was like, hop in it. All right, fuck it, let's drive.
Jesus.
The headlights sort of worked. I had to like keep turning them off and on to get them to pop up, and then one popped up, and I was like, fuck it, good enough.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got home before it got too dark, but yeah. But
Jesus.
despite them running great, I haven't daily driven them or anything just because they don't have radios that work. They have the original radios, but they don't they don't turn on. They don't work. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's a letdown. Granted, I can get some rebuilt or working Delco radios and just pop in there, plug right in, then I've got a radio again. But I have to do the cassette wire thing to my phone. I don't know if I want to do that. I could.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Well, because the radio I have now has an aux, I do an aux to a aux, but then a Type C like output.
Ah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I
which
saw
it
the
works.
coolest thing today. I had to submit a picture of something for an assignment, and it fucking sucks because I can take a picture of it with my phone, and I can go to Canvas on my phone, but I can't upload
Mm,
a picture through Canvas on my phone. I can only do it through Canvas on the computer. So I gotta
God.
Gmail myself a photo
Yeah.
because I'm not logging into Facebook on a school computer. I just don't want to do that.
No. No.
But one of my classmates, a buddy, he's like, "Oh, I got a USB-C flash drive," and I was like, "What?" That's a
Yeah, I
thing?
haven't done any
He's
of
like,
those.
yeah, plug it in your phone,
Yeah.
transfer it, plug it into the computer. I was like, this computer has a USB-C plug? It does. The computer has a
Huh.
USB-C plug on it. And I'm like, whoa,
Shit.
cool.
More. Yeah, I don't even know they make USB drives like that, but it makes sense.
I mean, yeah, why not?
They already make USB SSDs.
Yeah, I have a couple. Not USB-C, but USB 3.0. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was cool. I was like, oh, that's a cool thing I now know exists.
Oh yeah.
Don't need it
Oh
anymore
yeah. And
because,
then
like I said, this is my last week at school.
Hell yeah, graduating. It's exciting.
I'm not even going to my graduation, but I do gotta double check the address I told them to send my diploma
The
and my
certificate?
certificates to, so that I get
Yeah.
them. Not some
Yeah.
guy who's living here in 6 months gets them. Like, what the fuck are these?
Trash.
Yeah, and then I just never get them.
Yeah. The other thing with that Dunkin' Imports place was she went and started. They went and they were like, "Don't, you can't buy these. These have already been sold." And she was looking at them. I'm like, "Listen, this is also the reason we're not gonna buy. Look at the tires." She's like, "Yeah, like notice how shiny they are around the rim. It's because they use tire shine on them. Look at
Yeah.
now the actual tread. They didn't wash these cars. They just
Probably
tire
not.
shined them. The tire, like the actual tread, was dirt.
Didn't wash the cars, just put on tire shine.
I was like,
Just
these
tire
people are
shine over
minimal,
dirt.
fucking minimal effort. Like they probably took a rag over the sidewall and then tire shine.
Ugh.
Like these motherfuckers are so fucking lazy. So yeah, no, we did not buy from, and we gotta go. So
Well, to me at least,
Yeah.
it seems like you got a good one. Fingers crossed. I hope that it is a good one.
yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I sent her a few mechanics, so hopefully sometime next week. I know she was trying to get the insurance people because they basically said we called them last night. They were like, "Well, I'll take your information down." Another 8. Like, okay. So yeah, we had to live dangerously last night, but thankfully it was only 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's
So
it's not unrealistic to drive a vehicle home with no insurance. I mean those call centers aren't open 24 hours a day to register a vehicle with insurance. So sometimes you can't even get insurance on it until you register it, which if you buy it on a weekend, shit, that might be till Monday.
Yeah. So I just had her follow right behind me. That way we could cover up the fact that it didn't even have plates because the guy took the plates. I was really hoping he wouldn't remember, but he did. So I just had her follow behind, so that way no one noticed, and yeah, made that shit home and all good. She's gonna go have some spares made and shit. Get it all done next week. What else was there? Oh, so this weekend in theaters, they're putting Dogma back
I
in
saw
theaters
that.
for the weekend.
I saw that's
So-
coming back.
Me and Alyssa had to buy tickets because we're definitely gonna go.
Dogma
Just
holds up pretty good. Not all Kevin Smith films do.
no.
Dogma's
but
all right.
I thoroughly liked it. Alan Rickman did a great job. Matt Damon was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie. So yeah, we'll see that Sunday because we get back Saturday sometime. Alyssa's gonna meet Kayla and some of the family. Basically, I say, hey, I'm gonna get married. You're probably never gonna see her again because none of y'all see me.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. My mom asked me to bring my swimsuit because apparently Sean getting frustrated because he can't learn how to swim, and I'm like, I don't know what you expect me to do. And
You want me to teach him how to swim? I don't know. I barely fucking swim.
I'm like, I can swim, but like, I don't know what you expect me to do in a few days. Like, kid should have already learned how to swim. He's white.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
that ain't right, but also you not wrong.
So Yeah. But,
Whoop.
I did learn also that the Honda Beat has a like aftermarket hardtop you can get. I never knew that.
Huh. That's cool.
Saw one for sale, which is interesting. Yeah, K-Truck Miata, K-Truck dealers. Yeah, going to Ukraine for like a month or so. Oh, so
When are you
Oblivion came
leaving
out.
for Ukraine?
So I leave the 22nd, and I should arrive 22nd, 23rd, and then I should arrive there the 24th. So, yep, working with Tanner's aunt to basically coordinate what I'll be doing because she was there. So I'm already talking to her to try and figure out like what do you need me to do. So, just because I don't really want to do hard labor. I'm kind of old.
I thought
My
you were
body's
going to
kinda
be working
fucked.
in like a soup kitchen.
No, I was gonna be trying to like handle, dealing with torn down buildings and shit like that. That was my
Yeah.
original plan.
Cleared rubble away and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, because that's hard labor. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that. Like I had said, a month at most. But I'm talking with Tanner's aunt to try and figure out if there's something else I can do that isn't so hard on my body. But yeah,
Yeah.
so figure it out. So, yep. And then other news: Oblivion remastered came out. It is got all the jank of the original. They unfortunately fixed some of the cool bugs that the game had, like the paintbrush trick.
See, I hate when they fix cool bugs. Fan favorite bugs, you know?
Yeah, I will say the game it is good. I will give them that, but it is one really hard to run because it's running on the Oblivion and Unreal Engine 5.
Unreal
So
Engine
my
5
30
by itself is kind of resource heavy and unstable and not great. I noticed that with Stalker 2. Like, the both of us, we have pretty competent PCs,
Yeah.
and I run into chugging issues with any Unreal Engine 5 game, and it's disappointing because like, god damn it, Unreal, you've been around for decades. You should have your shit together by now.
It's just there's so much going on, and unfortunately, open world games having to load so much,
They'll have the
it
same
does hurt.
kind of shitty grainy look to them too, though.
Yeah,
Weirdly, the lighting isn't very good in Unreal 5.
which
Unreal
yeah,
Engine, the one that famously touted its lighting in like Unreal 3.
that's where
It's like,
that's where mods would come into play.
I guess,
A
yeah.
lot. But yeah, I mean, Oblivion does have that weird. The faces are very uncanny valley. They don't look right.
That's just good old Bethesda.
It also, yeah, and it also crashed. Like, I had touted at the first when I played it that it didn't really crash, but I figured out ways to make it like repetitively crash, and that was if you have too many enemies, and certain fights have like dozens of enemies.
Yeah.
It'll probably crash. If you cast too much like destructive magic, it'll crash. If you get too high of a skill in archery, if you go into chain paralysis by just shooting an enemy with multiple arrows, it'll crash. So you can't use the I can't use the bow anymore. I can't really use destructive magic anymore. I'm like locked out. And I'm like, this is. Thankfully, I've platinumed it, so I don't really.
When games make it very difficult, nigh impossible to play because they are unplayable.
Yeah. So like the only fix I could do is going and committing a very high crime, like murdering a city or just stealing everything and getting.
A ridiculous bounty.
Yeah, so that way you go to prison for a long time and it causes just. Or using magic to basically decrease.
Yeah.
which is really annoying because I don't want to do that. So I'm probably good on Oblivion because I've platinumed it. I did everything. The only thing left is stupid side quest that I never. Yeah, so that's all done. So now I've picked up Spec Ops: The Line because that's the best game for portraying how war is.
There's like war in the Middle East. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, pivot to a game that we like that was made in Unreal. RoboCop Rogue City.
Yeah.
Has DLC coming out in July.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which is exciting.
I did not realize this was made by Nacon, who make all of the very good rally games.
Yeah, I just knew that they were the ones that made that Terminator game.
Yeah, the Terminator game they made was also very good. Very, very true to the source work, and it doesn't upset the fans. That's what you should aim for with adapting a well-loved IP with a cult following like this.
With RoboCop and Terminator, like they did very well in both of them.
Yeah. But yeah, Nacon makes all the good rally games. They just got the WRC license back from EA. EA had it for 1 year. They made a piece of shit game. Nobody liked it, and it's like, all right, back to Nacon.
That's fair.
Which you'd think EA would have done better because like they own Codemasters, and Codemasters made a lot of very great racing games. They make all the F1 games, unfortunately.
Yeah, the problem is that EA doesn't know how to give it to the right people, which is how they fuck up so many games.
EA fucks up a lot of shit. It's kind of their MO.
I thought EA owned BioWare.
Well, they did until they killed BioWare.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is, like, they had a beloved series of Mass Effect, and then they came out that hot garbage, Andromeda.
Yeah, and then they imploded the studio.
Yeah. And it was like, you literally had a game-winning world built.
Yeah. Like, you had
won so many
very
records.
beloved series, and you shit its bed, and then you killed it.
And it's the same with Battlefield. Like,
yeah.
Even the new Battlefield, they've already said they're going to basically... Like, you can do class systems, but not like Battlefield did. It's going to be just, you can do whatever you want kind of shit. Like,
I've never been into those fucking... People only buy it for the online military, I want to be a soldier man shooters. Like, just go join the actual fucking army. It's nowhere near this cool, you know?
That's the reason I like playing the old ones, like 1940, even Battlefield 3. Like, those are...
I like Bad Company. Bad Company was great.
Company was
I only
good.
played the story. Bad Company 2 was not as good.
Yeah.
Sequel curse.
Yeah, it's hard to live up to that kind of thing.
Well, not every sequel's bad. Payday 2 is better than Payday. And Payday 3 is... We don't talk about Payday 3 anymore. No one does. Payday 2 is getting content updates soon.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Payday 3 is such a sunken ship that they're like, fuck it, back to Payday 2.
Which is crazy. It's like...
Well, it's got
like really what they just need to
way more concurrent players every day on Steam than Payday 3 has ever had.
Yeah, really what they just need to do is just revamp Payday 3 to be exactly like Payday 2.
That's what we wanted. What we wanted from Payday 3 was Payday 2 again in the Unreal Engine, so that it worked better and not like the Diesel engine. But we got whatever the fuck Payday 3 was instead. Yeah. They just ruined so many good things about Payday with Payday 3. Where's the fun? Where are the ridiculous weapons? Where are cool weapon skins? Where's all the ridiculous costumes, you know?
Where was the decent
I want
story?
the fun. There kind of really... It wasn't a story at all in Payday 3.
Because it was all about crypto. And it was like, oh, I don't give a shit.
This is terrible. Who likes this? No one likes this.
So, yeah.
But yeah.
That was just bad.
Back to Rally Sims, I got Gray really excited for the idea of me building an actual sim rig once the shop is built in my little loft to have. Because she's like, I want to... We've been watching a lot of Group B stuff and a lot of old rally documentaries and stuff. And she fell in love with the Opel Kadett. excellent. Love Opal. Great.
Yeah.
I want a Manta. She loves the Manta too. I believe I've showed her Manta Manta already, but
Oh
not
yeah.
Manta Manta
This
2.
spy.
Yeah, we'll all watch
God, that's
that
a good.
together. Um,
Hell yeah. Yeah. I have to show Alyssa Manta Manta at some point.
we'll do the double feature one night. It would be great. Um, but yeah, uh, I got her really excited about sim rigs because she's like, but I want to like feel it and feel the move. I want to do a rally, but like not with a co-driver because I can't listen and pay attention to their directions. I want to just do it where it's just me on the course. Like, okay, how about you just play my rally sim and don't
Yeah.
crash a car into a tree and fucking die because you can't listen to pace notes, you know?
Yeah.
She's like, but I don't feel it. I'm like, oh, check this out. And showed her this $10,000 sim rig that this guy was fucking around with in
Oh yeah.
BeamNG. He kept
Yeah. They
throwing
throw to
himself
simulate
off of
G's.
buildings, and it was like,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
They
yeah, they're.
simulate the G's and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
That
it
shit's
it
wild.
gets movement too. He's after
Yeah.
the post credits of the video. He's like, my downstairs neighbors complained a lot the night I was filming this, and he's like, I had to go to the hospital because I gave myself whiplash. It's like, yeah, hell yeah, man. I don't think I'm gonna turn it
That's
up that high, but yeah, cool.
that's basically what you want.
Yeah,
Like I've already told Alyssa I want because
yeah. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna turn it way up. Get me one of them Fanatec direct drive wheels.
yeah.
A couple different wheels to bolt to the hub. Gray wants to be on the side of buying the VR headset to put on and just look around in the cockpit. I'm like, hey, you can do that just fine. I'm fine with like 3 curved monitors.
Yeah.
I'll be good, you know.
I think they both have their uses. It's just
Well, it's just
yeah. It's
having the sim rig and the rally sims will save us all a lot of trouble in ditching cars and speeding tickets. So
yeah, and it'd definitely be good for Alyssa because I fixed her because I didn't. So I don't yell. Like it takes. I've already told her like it takes a lot for me to yell. Like
yeah,
even when I got that guy hit my Miata, I was just like, "Look, man, it's okay.
yeah.
It happens."
I'm usually not angry.
And
I'm
so,
usually just dejected.
yeah, and like I was like, "Alyssa, stop shifting with or stop braking with your right foot on this car because she was a manual, so she was moving her foot, and then she would like mix up the clutch and the brake, and I was like, stop moving your left foot, and then it's like you need to stop that.
Your left foot is clutch only when you're driving manual.
So she finally went and fixed that, but now I'm trying to fix her next bad habit, which is using turn signals 50% of the time.
Yeah,
And I'm like, listen, you need to use them very consistently. If you're about to be in a car that's, if you get hit, you will die.
yeah,
Like I know your Yaris, is small, and that's why.
yeah. You need to indicate
I'm like,
well
yeah,
in
that's
advance, all the time.
like your Yaris still has airbags. This K truck does not have.
No, your knees are the crumple zone.
Like, there, if somebody hits you head on, there is nothing to impact. There's a single, like, steering wheel and a piece of glass and then whatever, like, the 6 inches of metal that's run
If
vertically.
even.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing there. So, that's the next bad habit I'm trying to break. But, I mean, she's driving manual better. Like, the only thing I'm worried about is the K truck. So I'm like,
K truck, what?
she's gonna have to. The K truck doesn't have a tachometer.
Ah, yeah. So you're gonna have to listen out and feel the shifts. It's
Yeah,
still
so
it's a
I'm
synchronized transmission, but I think you'd still be able to slowly move it and feel it pop out of gear and slot into the next gear. 'Cause you can
most likely.
100% do that in a big rig with their transmissions, but they're not synchronized usually. But you
Yeah.
can, with a big diesel like that, you've got like 2,000 workable RPM, and even without a tachometer, you can, you know, okay, here it'll pop out, and then let the RPMs fall back down, it'll slot in, you know.
Yeah, the problem is that you don't have that tachometer. So you just have to listen.
Yeah.
And I drove when I drove it home yesterday. I was listening. I was like, all right, gear is good for this. Like first gear is basically useful hills, and that's it. Because it goes to like 5 kilometers. first gear, and then you got to upshift.
Hey, I hear a fire truck coming. I'm gonna shut the door.
Okay. I'm gonna grab a drink because I'm thirsty.
Oh shit! I look fat. I look fat as fuck. I am fat.
Gotta go to the gym, my dude.
I don't. It's just sweating my ass off, working hard all summer on orcas, and no longer eating bad food or smoking or vaping. Once I'm out there, I'll get healthy again.
That's fair. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
got three
like I figured
cigarettes
out the.
left, and I'm not buying any more. And this thing's been
Oh,
dead
yeah.
for days, but it keeps going. When it dies, I'll just chuck it in the trash and not buy another one. Yeah.
So I looked into the RPM range for the Suzuki's 5-speed, but I have to read into it a bit more out. But I think I got it pretty figured out. Like
Yeah.
speed wise, you should be upshifting.
Hey, worst case, I mean, once you guys are here, you bring it by.
Just
I
install
could install attacking it.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. I was like, look, if you can, if you really need one, we'll install one when we get to Washington, but you're just gonna have to, not overdo it.
It'd be like me. When in doubt, third.
I mean, it's a very simple car.
I gotta stop saying that because that really only works in the Trans Am. Or, a Trans Am, a Camaro, a Mustang, the GTO, whatever. When in doubt, third. It really only works when you've got a big torquey V8 that'll just... Third's 1-to-1. You can go from like 10 to 100 in third, depending on RPM. You can slot it in third basically whenever, and the engine will, it'll catch up. But yeah,
Yeah, no, the Miata's pretty good in third, but
with the Trans Am, if the car is moving in the Trans Am, even if you put it in third and the car's moving, it won't stall in third. So cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take turns in third, like all day, every day.
I do the roundabouts in third just because I don't want to downshift to second and then immediately upshift to third again at the end of the roundabout. So I just leave it in third.
Yeah. Yep. That's how I feel with like any kind of turns, like 90-degree turns. I'm just like, I'll put it in third and it'll be good.
We'll coast through.
Miata's,
It'll hold.
Miata's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the Miata with its wired traction. It's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Started the RX-7 today because we didn't take it out last week. By the time we got home, because we got caught in a lot of traffic on the way home. So by the time we got home, because we left at 3 in the morning and we didn't get damn near fucking 5. So we got caught in a lot of traffic. So we came home. We took it. We just chilled for the rest of the day. Even Sunday, I went to the. So we didn't go anywhere last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to take it out this weekend. I don't think I'm going to want to go do anything. So.
Well, it's good to take days off. I mean,
Yeah.
As long as you're starting it every now and then, you don't got to drive it too much. I mean.
No, like today I just started up, let it run for a little bit. Checked all the looked it all over, and then turned it off and let it do a cool down, and then still sounds great.
Yeah.
So.
Gray broke her Fiat more.
Oh God.
So it had been broken for a while where the dash wouldn't turn on, because the dash is just a screen.
Yeah.
And some fuse blew, wires shook loose, something, and the screen no longer turned on for like 8-9 months now. But fucking Google Maps on her phone directed her down a trail, and she scraped the fuck out of the car, turning around and coming back down the trail. And I was like, why did you even go down the trail? But now the brakes don't work because fucked up ABS wheel speed sensors. So And I'm like, do they not work or do they just lock up when you hit the brakes? Because it shouldn't just not have brakes anymore.
Because I like when you say you don't have brakes, I assume she hit the brake, nipped the brake line.
Well, that's
That would be what I would.
yeah, but I mean, there's no puddles under it, and I didn't look, and I haven't opened the hood to check the brake reservoir. So, but yeah, even if you cut a brake line, like you can pump it and get pressure until all the fluid's gone, but there's no
That's what I was.
fluid under it or anything. So I mean, I imagine it's still fine. But I'm
So
gonna I'm gonna fix her little Dodge Dakota pickup that was her truck in high school that she sold and then somehow got back. And I'm just gonna put a
okay.
radiator in that and she can just fucking drive that. I'm not. I've already told her is like I'm not going to fix your Fiat. I'm not.
No, because it
I've
has
been
so
I've
much.
been
It
wanting
has
you
so
to
much tech.
I've been wanting you to get rid of it since I met you. I'm not going to fix it when it breaks. And she's like, it's not going to break. And I'm like, eventually it is going to break. It is going to break in such a catastrophic and expensive way that it will not be worth it to fix it. So she'll have that truck, and I mean, I'll be there, and the Fiero will be there, and I'll have the Raptor. So I mean, we don't really need to like leave the island for anything ever. So
Yeah,
we'll be fine. But that's
yeah. That's
2 weeks from now.
there's
I'll be
just
there. You know.
yeah, there's just so many electronics on the thing that's
It's all
it's just gonna
electronics.
be
It's an EV. It's all electronics.
so everything's just stupid expensive to fix. It's just
Yeah.
you might as well buy a brand new one
Well, even when
at
we
that
put
point.
tires on it, Nate's shop is like, dude, it was a nightmare to get it on the lift because it's so fucking short, but it's heavy as fuck. You know, it was like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's just a huge pain in the ass to do anything to this car. So yeah, it's it'll be broken.
yeah.
It's good for parts.
And that's a weird.
People are always
That's so
parting them
weird.
out. People are always parting them out for a reason.
I'm curious how many jacks it would take. Like what is the weight of it? Like, could one jack even lift it?
Yeah, yeah, I have a 3 ton. Like I could get it. I could do one side and then go to the other side, do the other side, and
Mm,
get it up on stands. But getting on the lift wasn't too bad. I mean, it's just
just
very low, and you got to get the post very short together, and that's tough to do because there's only so much adjustment in them. But we get it. So
yeah, that's
yeah,
just a
I've never been
frustrating
under it.
car that.
I haven't looked under it. I'm sure at some point maybe I actually will look at fixing it some weekend or something. I'll just ask Nate, are you gonna borrow a lift this weekend? See what the fuck is wrong with this Fiat? Why in the fuck this screen? Maybe I can fix all the problems and replace the sensor and, fix the screen that hasn't turned on in fucking a year.
Convince her to sell it.
That'd be great. If I get it all working
Yeah,
again, we're selling it.
yeah, like, jeez.
Yeah, it's a process, It always is.
Yeah,
Everything is. We looked
yeah.
into like
I mean,
lifting it not long ago, and I'm like, too complicated and expensive, not actually possible to lift it. Really, not substantially.
no, it's just
The
so
Fiero, at least the Fiero, I can fucking lift. I can lift the Fiero 3 inches.
easy day.
Yeah. Oh, excuse
I know they make lift kits for those.
me. They do make lift kits for Fieros, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, it's
And I
just
mean, honestly, you'll have another car too, in later this year. The seven.
yeah. I will have an address for you to send that car to me, and I will have a place to store that car for you. If I gotta get a storage unit for it,
It's,
I will.
it shouldn't need anything too much. Like it already needs because, like I said, um, the last time I took it out, I thought I was close enough to where the bollard was, where we can key out,
Yeah,
and so I rubbed it, and it didn't crack anything. It just traded
yeah.
more so the bollard onto the R7. So
Got a yellow
it had to
patch.
get repainted anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, which
So it left some red on it.
yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not really
Eventually
that worried.
I'll be painting both your cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the carry will need it just for
I got none of that. That was all just silence.
the Suzuki carry will need the RX-7 will need all the rust dealt with, repainted white, and the 944.
Yeah, the 944 I got to do in red, but before I do that, I'm bringing it down to a shell because I'm rebuilding that whole car as little Porsche as possible,
Yeah,
just so that
and I
it's
would recommend.
reliable and fixable.
Yeah, and I would say bring the RX-7 down to shell just so every
Yeah, and
the last 20 some years
yeah,
on Japan in Japan.
and give it the same treatment too. I can
Yeah,
remove all the seam sealer from in between panel gaps and stuff, and I can just fully weld all the seams and strengthen it
yeah,
that way. That'll be good. I'm a shit
yeah,
welder, but I'll
and
be
I
better
mean,
by then.
yeah, I mean that's also because we're also doing it.
We are doing engine swap in both of them, if
Yeah,
that's still your plan.
so
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, just to make them reliable. Yeah,
Yeah.
put the sevens rotary into our future project. So,
It'll be in a shipping container for quite some time until I have built the car for it. Which,
yeah, or just contact RCR to build the shell.
yeah, send me a 787B shell.
Yep.
I have a rotary for it, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you gotta get a crank made to make it a four rotor. Like, I could machine a crank for a four rotor. I could. um,
Yeah.
that said, probably won't have the equipment to do that for quite some time. I've got the knowledge, but
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like that's a car that will take some do it right.
Oh yeah. And it'll probably be a car that we sell because I don't think either of us wants to keep it.
Yeah, I don't
This would be a cool thing to
think.
build, but I don't
Yeah.
want one.
It's just they're so loud. You couldn't reasonably drive it anywhere.
No, no, that'd be
Like
for events and car shows.
yeah. Um. Yeah. Like even as much as I love the rotary, having owned one, the amount of things that can go wrong,
It's a lot.
just it's a lot and it makes you worry all. So yeah, so that's fine. I know the next car I'm planning on getting is an old 911, the G series. So
There's much less to go wrong with those because there's
yeah, they're
so
very
little to them.
analog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
analog. Analog is good. Analog you can fix.
yeah, yeah. And then I don't know what car Alyssa. I told Alyssa to come up with what car. She always have what do you want next? But I know it'll be a K car because 90% of her cars that she wants the Trans Am.
I support that totally. They're findable cheap enough that I could do the same thing. Shell it and then from almost nothing build a good Trans Am. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I don't know if she won't because obviously we would have to get a pretty shitty one that way we could shell it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
if
don't know
it
if she
needs
wants
like
to wait that
floors
long.
in the trunk, cut out and then new welded in, that's not. It's not
Yeah, it's a
impossible.
lot of
People make the floor pans and the trunk because it happens.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's doable.
yeah, and that's the thing. So yeah, I don't know which one she wants next. She'll figure it out, I'm sure. Like she's just giddy because of the K truck,
Oh
which
yeah.
that's fair. I can't blame her.
Excitement
Like
hasn't
we
worn
took
off
a
yet.
picture.
Give it a year.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, she just took a picture with the Polaroid.
Took a picture with the
So
Polaroid.
she didn't want to. Yeah, so she has a Polaroid picture.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, the K truck's staying here. Just I'm getting rid of the Miata tomorrow, so it also gives me a vehicle
Yeah, that's true. Something to tool around
So
in.
yeah, for basically like going to the gym.
Yeah.
Rest of the month I'm here and that kind of thing. But yeah, that was the main things that's really gone on. It's
Yeah,
it's a lot, but also there's just a lot more to look forward to.
yeah. A lot has happened. A lot is happening soon, and there will be a lot
Yeah,
more to look forward to.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is good. Which is
yeah,
good. I'm trying to think of. Oh, Miller got his Japan orders, so he's
yeah. I called it too. He's like, I'm up for orders. And I'm like, well, you got a family and you just bought a house. They're sending you to Japan. Man, I hope you're wrong. Nah, I know the Navy. I know exactly what they're going to do to you. They're sending
yep,
him to Japan.
yep. So the house he has a mortgage on, the two car
Stupid fucking
like
Tesla he shouldn't have bought.
none of those cars can come with him because
Nope. Because why?
the the command has to go and approve it.
And they won't.
No, they don't do it for anybody like matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, good fucking luck trying to sell that Tesla.
Yeah, especially right now. The market is at rock bottom. Because it should be.
Yeah,
Because fuck that guy.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's a shit car. He's a shit person. It's a shit company.
yeah.
So
I've stopped paying attention to much of the news just for my own mental health. Just
that's a good thing.
just
It's a good thing.
no longer paying attention so that I don't feel bad.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, those are the main things.
Yeah, not much to talk about. Just some big things that require a lot of time and effort that we're in the
Yeah,
midst of. And hell, I think the next time we do upload a podcast, we might actually be in the same room. Wouldn't that be
most likely,
something?
yeah. Most likely, yeah. Just because I
Yeah.
know when I get back, me and Alyssa are planning on basically like a few days after trying to actually leave.
Yeah.
Um, Hoping that we can schedule a household goods shipment with enough time, like at our date I get back, like maybe
Yeah.
like the day after or whatever, so we can just immediately like leave.
I mean, especially if you're like fully packed, like before you even leave for Ukraine.
Yeah, and that's basically what the plan is. I'm gonna try and figure that out tomorrow if I can get my damn orders.
Yeah. That's
So,
gonna
because yeah,
be kind of hard on you. Just, living out of suitcases for a month there and then coming back and no resettlement time and immediately taking off again. It's gonna be rough,
yeah,
but
but
take it easy on
it'll
yourself.
be
That's all
fun.
I'm saying. I worry
Oh
about
yeah,
you.
yeah, I appreciate it, but it'll be fine because I mean I'm doing some kind of R&R with the Germany Switzerland trip. Gonna see Mike for a little bit. He got himself a girlfriend. He's actually moving out of his place. I also won't be staying long because he's like, yeah, you're gonna have to get a hotel.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
So I don't want to pay for a hotel for long and travels a lot, so he doesn't really save like time saved. So he when that happens, he's just whenever I get off work, which can be anywhere 5 o'clock to like 8 o'clock. Well, I don't really want to fuck off by myself to see you for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So.
yeah, so I'll probably maybe do a couple days and then probably come back.
Yeah.
So
Well, hopefully that's a fun part of the trip. Um,
yeah, I think it will be because I mean, like I said, it's the Giger Museum, which he did a lot. He basically inspired
yeah.
Xenomorph
H.R.
and all that.
Geiger. I think he designed the alien and the alien ship
He did.
and everything because he's
Yep.
a
Yeah.
weird
So
artsy dude. Did,
yeah. Well, he was. Yeah.
made some cool shit. Yeah.
But yep, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the Porsche Museum because fucking that is one of the best museums I've ever been to.
Yeah. And you're a
Um,
Porsche guy, and that's okay.
Yeah. So maybe see if they have anything new to buy there. But yep, do those two and maybe like one or two other things, and then head back. But just a short little trip because it'll be summertime, and I fucking
Yeah. And hey, by then I might even have a tow truck to go and find you a Porsche and bring it back. Although we'll probably, hopefully, find one that's daily drivable and running good. But if we need to,
yeah, yeah. I mean, well, hopefully, I mean, I'm gonna wait a little bit to get another car,
yeah, save up
just
some money.
because, yeah, and also like me and Alyssa are gonna have her Yaris and my Suzuki Carry.
Yeah,
So the place we're looking at has a two-car garage, and so that's like perfect. I'll take one. Mine and her school.
yeah,
Her school's I think 2 or 3 months, so she'll be working a lot sooner. So
yeah. Any
yeah,
kind of local route or local driving you can get into because you don't want to be over the road. That's
no,
that
and that's
sucks,
that's
and
what
there's
I've
no
told
money in
her.
it.
That's what I told her. I was like, it's I'd rather you be home
Yeah,
because like, especially when we're paying for a mortgage, like that's stupid to be paying for a mortgage and you or the animals that she has.
yeah. That's the thing too. If you're on the road like that, you can't have those animals because you won't be home to take care of them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
so it's yeah,
got about an hour
should
and
be
10
fun.
minutes here. Happy Pride,
Oh yeah,
everybody. Uh,
happy Pride.
my birthday's in
Oh
6 days. 32.
oh yeah, buddy.
And
Oh yeah,
this is another day I'll be packing my shit and fucking yeah. It's just another day. We'll celebrate it later.
that's fair.
We'll celebrate it when you get here.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, we'll have to.
Yeah.
And then the other, so unfortunately, ending on a bad note is I don't know if you heard, the actor that played John Redcain passed away.
Yeah, John Redcorn got hate crimed.
Yeah,
I have to say, didn't know he was gay. Knew he was indigenous. Knew that,
yeah,
a couple weeks before someone shot him to death, someone also burned his house down. So
yep,
Texas is still
yeah,
very much Texas. Fuck that place and
yeah,
everyone in
very,
it.
yep.
Yeah,
Not. I will drive through there just to take use of their roads, and that's it.
these are not good times, but stay
No,
strong,
no.
everyone.
Yeah, stay strong.
The bad
Happy
times
Pride.
will end.
We'll, we'll get it one good day one day.
Yeah.
All right. See you all in the next podcast.
Goodbye, everyone. We will have a much more upbeat podcast with a happier ending
Hopefully next time.
sometime in September.
Yeah.
Perhaps even on
Whatever.
9/11.
Oof.